Most people think they are doing everything right before bed. You dim the lights, you turn off your phone, and you try to get your 8 hours. But what if a hidden biological process happening inside your liver while you sleep is the exact reason you wake up feeling completely exhausted, brain fogged, and mentally drained? Here's what most people don't realize: your brain doesn't shut down at night. In fact, it enters its most metabolically demanding phase, burning through fuel at an alarming rate to repair cellular damage and flush out metabolic waste. If your body runs out of the right kind of fuel in the middle of the night, a silent emergency response is triggered. Your system floods with cortisol and adrenaline, effectively kicking you out of deep, restorative sleep without you even realizing it. But researchers have discovered a bizarre, ancient combination that acts like a biological cheat code for overnight cellular recovery. By combining two specific raw compounds, garlic and honey, and taking them right before your head hits the pillow, you can fundamentally alter your nocturnal metabolism, reduce systemic inflammation, and wake up with a level of cognitive clarity you haven't felt since childhood. Let's decode the exact science of how this works and why top longevity experts are quietly adopting this routine. The midnight energy crisis, the liver-brain connection. To understand why this combination is so powerful, we have to look at what happens inside your body around 3 a.m. Evidence. A groundbreaking study from Harvard Medical School looked at nocturnal energy expenditure in the human brain. Researchers discovered that while your muscles relax during sleep, your brain's glucose consumption remains incredibly high. It requires a continuous, steady supply of glycogen to fuel the glymphatic system, the brain's waste clearance mechanism that washes away toxic plaques associated with cognitive decline. Mechanism. Here's how it works in your body. Your brain cannot store its own energy. It relies entirely on your liver to supply a steady stream of glucose through a process called glycogenolysis. Your liver is essentially a biological battery. If you eat processed carbs or heavy foods before bed, you spike your insulin, which crashes your blood sugar a few hours later. Conversely, if you eat nothing, your liver's glycogen stores can empty prematurely. When your liver runs dry in the dead of night, your brain panics. It signals the adrenal glands to secrete cortisol, the primary stress hormone. This hormone forces your body to break down muscle tissue to create glucose. Consequence. The consequence is devastating for your sleep quality. This microspike in cortisol shifts you out of deep, stage 4 slow wave sleep and REM sleep into a light, fragmented sleep state. You might wake up tossing and turning at 3 a.m. with a racing mind, or worse, you sleep through the night but wake up feeling like you haven't slept at all. Your brain missed its cleaning cycle because it was stuck in survival mode. Honey, the bioengineered liver fuel. This is where the first part of our midnight protocol comes in. Most people think honey is just sugar, but biochemically, it is a highly sophisticated evolutionary biofuel. Evidence. Clinical trials published in the Journal of Medicinal Food analyzed the distinct metabolic pathways of various carbohydrates consumed before nocturnal rest. Researchers found that raw, unpasteurized honey possesses a perfect, near-equal ratio of fructose and glucose, which stabilizes blood glucose far more effectively than any synthetic supplement or isolated sugar. Mechanism. Here is the precise mechanism. When you ingest a small amount of raw honey, the glucose enters your bloodstream quickly to provide immediate energy. However, the fructose behaves completely differently. Fructose is taken up exclusively by the liver. It enters the hepatic cells and is converted directly into liver glycogen. It essentially locks open the gateway to the liver's energy reserve, allowing the organ to store fuel efficiently without triggering a massive insulin spike. This creates what biologists call a glycogen reservoir that slowly feeds your brain throughout the 8-hour sleep cycle. Consequence. Because your liver battery remains fully charged all night, your brain never has to signal a metabolic emergency. Cortisol levels remain completely suppressed, allowing your autonomic nervous system to stay locked in the parasympathetic rest and digest state. You stay deep in the recovery zone, allowing your brain to fully complete its metabolic wash, leaving you completely alert and sharp the next morning. The garlic catalyst, allicin and cellular detoxification. Now, let's add the second, arguably more potent element to this equation: raw garlic. Eating garlic before bed sounds counterintuitive, but from a cellular perspective, it is pure medicine. Evidence? A fascinating study published in Nature investigated the organosulfur compounds found in raw crushed garlic, specifically a volatile molecule known as allicin. The data showed that allicin acts as a master regulator of NRF2, a genetic pathway inside our cells that controls the production of the body's most powerful internal antioxidants. Mechanism: when you crush raw garlic, an enzymatic reaction occurs between alliin and alliinase, creating allicin. Once inside your system at night, allicin diffuses across cell membranes and upregulates the production of glutathione, your body's master antioxidant. Simultaneously, the sulfur compounds in garlic cross the blood-brain barrier to neutralize free radicals generated by the brain's high metabolic activity. Furthermore, garlic stimulates the production of nitric oxide in your endothelium, which dilates your blood vessels. Consequence: as your blood vessels dilate, your nocturnal blood pressure drops naturally, optimizing blood flow to your vital organs and your brain. The massive surge in internal glutathione allows your liver to detoxify heavy metals, environmental toxins, and metabolic waste at twice the normal rate while you sleep. You prevent the cellular inflammation that typically causes morning stiffness, joint pain, and that heavy, swollen feeling in your face and eyes when you wake up. The synergistic magic, the honey-garlic matrix. When you combine raw garlic and honey together, you aren't just getting the benefits of both, you are creating an entirely new biological matrix where one compound amplifies the other. Evidence. Research from the European Journal of Medical Research on Bioenhancement demonstrated that certain organic acids and enzymes present in raw honey can dramatically increase the bioavailability of volatile sulfur compounds in garlic. Mechanism. Raw garlic can be harsh on an empty stomach. Its highly acidic, pungent compounds can irritate the gastric mucosa if taken alone. Honey acts as a natural, soothing mucilage, coating the stomach lining and slowing down the absorption rate of the allicin. This allows the allicin to pass safely through the stomach acid and enter the small intestine, where it can be absorbed maximally into the portal vein straight to your liver. At the same time, the antibacterial properties of both honey and garlic selectively target pathogenic bacteria in your gut microbiome, sparing your beneficial microbes. Microbiome impact note: this combination acts as a powerful prebiotic, feeding species like bifidobacteria while suppressing overgrowths of harmful bacteria that cause nighttime bloating and gas. The consequence of this synergy is a highly optimized, low-inflammation gut environment during the night. Since 90% of your body's serotonin, the precursor to your sleep hormone, melatonin, is manufactured in the gut, balancing your microbiome right before bed directly enhances your sleep depth. You stop waking up due to microinflammations in your digestive tract. Reversing insulin resistance and metabolic drift. Many people suffer from a condition called the dawn phenomenon, where their blood sugar spikes abnormally high in the morning, even if they didn't eat sugars the night before. This is a clear sign of early insulin resistance and metabolic drift. Evidence. A landmark clinical trial conducted at Stanford University tracked metabolic markers in individuals using targeted nighttime organosulfur therapies. The researchers discovered a significant reduction in fasting blood glucose levels and a marked improvement in hemoglobin A1C markers over a 12-week period. Mechanism. How does this happen while you are unconscious? Raw garlic contains compounds like S-allylcysteine, which directly improves the sensitivity of your cellular insulin receptors. When combined with the steady, non-spiking energy release from the honey, your pancreas does not have to overwork itself to pump out insulin. This prevents the drastic blood sugar swings that cause fat storage. Instead, it forces your body to transition smoothly into utilizing body fat for energy once the liver's glycogen reserves are utilized. Consequence: by fixing this overnight insulin dynamic, you break the cycle of metabolic drift. Instead of waking up ravenously hungry, craving carbs and caffeine to kickstart your day, you wake up with completely stable blood sugar. Your body is locked into fat-burning mode, your metabolic flexibility improves, and shedding stubborn visceral fat becomes significantly easier because your hormones are finally working with you, not against you. The 24-hour challenge and step-by-step protocol. To experience these biological breakthroughs for yourself, you cannot just grab ordinary kitchen ingredients. You need to follow a specific, science-backed protocol to avoid destroying the active enzymes. The protocol. Step 1. Procure raw, unpasteurized, unfiltered honey, ideally Manuka or local wildflower honey. Regular, clear, plastic-bare honey is pasteurized at high heat, which completely kills the beneficial enzymes and turns it into pure corn syrup like fructose. Step 2. Take 1 organic clove of garlic, peel it, and crush or mince it finely. Step 3. Crucial step. Let the crushed garlic sit on your cutting board for exactly 10 minutes before consuming it. This exposure to oxygen is what triggers the enzymatic reaction that creates the therapeutic compound allicin. If you heat it or swallow it immediately, you lose the magic. Step 4. Mix the minced garlic with 1 teaspoon of raw honey on a spoon. Place it directly on your tongue, chew slightly if needed, and swallow it with a small sip of room-temperature water 30 minutes before bed. The 24-hour challenge. Starting tonight, try this exact protocol. Crush 1 organic garlic clove, let it sit for 10 minutes to activate the allicin. Mix it with 1 teaspoon of raw, unpasteurized honey and take it 30 minutes before sleep. Track how you feel tomorrow morning. Pay close attention to your initial mental clarity, your physical energy levels, and the absence of that typical morning brain fog. If this insight changed how you look at nighttime nutrition, hit the like button so we can reach more people. Share this with someone who needs to hear the truth about sleep and metabolic health. To join our community of health decoders and never miss a biological breakthrough, make sure to subscribe.